9 starters. Now, in Colorado, Marquez only allowed 3 hits and 1 run through 6 innings. But he gave up 4 hits and 3 runs while registering only 1 out in the 7th inning. He's got a 5-2 record. He's got a 3.5 ERA through 12 starts. But here's the deal. He's got a 5.4 ERA at home. And he'll make his next start at Coors on Friday, I think, against Toronto. So stay away. Colorado pitchers are getting clobbered at home. Nobody's really doing well. And Arenado hit his 201st home run, tied him with Dante Bichette for 5th on the all-time Rockies list. And here's the interesting thing. Marquez, talk about his hit pitching. He already has driven in 9 runs in 12 starts this year. He's got at least 1 RBI in 4 straight games. The second pitcher in the history of the Rockies to have a 4 RBI game streak. You will never guess the other pitcher. It was in the year 2000. Anybody who guesses this, I will, after the podcast, I'll get on a plane and I'll come to your house and I'll buy you a beer. Then I'll get back on the plane and come home. Okay? The pitcher for Colorado who had a 4-game RBI streak. Go ahead. I dare you. Okay? I dare you. Not Jason Marquis. First pitcher to drive in 4 straight games since. All right, so Marquez has already driven 9 runs in 12 starts. He's at least 1 RBI in 4 games. He's the second pitcher in Rockies history to have a 4-game streak. Okay, so there you go. Milwaukee had Giovanni Gallardo did it, but who was the last Rocky that did it? So Marquez won the Silver Slugger Award last season for a pitcher. He extended his hitting streak to 4 games. 1 RBI in 4 consecutive games. First pitcher in the majors to get four straight since Giovanni Gallardo. But who was the last Rocky pitcher to do it? Okay. No, it wasn't Marquis. All right. So there you go. Porn podcast is something I'm considering. Anybody interested? First pitcher in the majors to record an RBI. I mean, the whole thing. He was the 11th pitcher in Rockies history to hit a triple since Tyler Chatwood did it. So all this stuff. The Marlins, Caleb Smith, he didn't fare too well in the series finale. 1 run in the 2nd inning, gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. He is 27. He's a left-handed pitcher. He hadn't allowed more than 3 earned runs in an outing this season, entering the day. So this could be just a blip. He has an ERA of just a little over 3, 72 strikeouts, 56 games. I think we already know how good he is. He entered Sunday, one of the biggest surprises in the majors, with a 2.3 ERA, 3rd best in the National League. His whip and strikeouts. What do you think? Let's see, in an auction format, $260. Next year, how much are you paying in a mixed league? Let's say mixed league. How much are you paying for Caleb Smith next year? Will you pay more than $15 for Caleb Smith in a $260 mixed league format? Anybody want to volunteer that one, okay? Will you pay more than $15? Mal Pal has joined us. Good morning. Once again, got to thank everybody. Yeah, Brian Bohannon. There you go. I'm coming out to St. Louis. Gonna buy you a beer, Jeremy. How about that? We did meet Jeremy Gibbs. I gave him a big kiss when I saw him. Jeremy, thank you. That's great. Brian Bohannon. Anybody remember that guy? That's right. Nothing phases the legend. You want to bet? All right. Anyway, I'm phased every single day. So, how much would you pay for Caleb Smith next year? J.R. Matt says he wouldn't go above $15. Yeah, tell Dennis Timko if I walk, he'll have to check my foot when I get there. I have a little bit of a limp. I have a little bit of a limp, something else too sometimes, but I take a pill. Most of the lineups he faced in the last month couldn't stack up with the Nationals on Sunday, but still. And Harold Ramirez, he's only been in the majors a little bit more than 2 weeks, but I have him in Tout Wars. He doesn't look like a young hitter. I mean, you talk about the three true outcomes: hitting, home runs, walks, strikeouts. Ramirez is a bit of a throwback. He's got an extremely close stance. He punches balls to the opposite field. He has sparked the Marlins offense since he got the major league call up on May 11th. He has been a spark plug. Okay? 2 hits against Washington, came up to the plate for the first time, worked a favorable count. He's this kid. He stretched his hitting streak to 5 games, fourth multi-hit of the streak, and he is good. I'll tell you something. The Marlins offense coincidentally turned around when Ramirez got in the lineup after they averaged about 2.6 runs a game in their first 41 games. The Marlins are averaging 4.9 in their last 8, and they have a 6-2 record. And Ramirez is batting .370, okay, and sits at a 353 clip overall entering Sunday. 5-game hitting streak, and he scored at least 1 run 4 times. How about that one? So Ramirez, all right, keeps getting hit. You keep thinking it's Hanley, right? That's what Andrea says. Same thing. How you liking so far, Dan Powell? Antonio the Promise has joined us. That's right, the world's heavyweight champion of this chat room, the great Antonio the Promise. Love you, man. Timmy Sawyer has joined us. Good morning, Tim. Brandon Woodruff, 6 runs over his last 6 starts. He's the first Brewers pitcher ever to go 7+ innings and collect more than 2 hits and only gave up 1. So that's pretty cool. Ben Gamel. I own Ben Gamel. I own Ramirez. Those two, and I'm floundering with so many injuries. I've lost Tyon. I've lost Williamson. Trevor Williams. I've lost Jeremy Hellickson. Okay, but still, you lose 3 pitchers in a National League only. I've lost Jake Lamb. I had so many other guys on the DL. It's been very frustrating. I'm doing well in labor, in the middle of the pack, but coming on. I'm third now, second or third in the Sirius XM Host League, battling Adam Ronis and Howard Bender. So that's where I am at this year. Not a great year, but I'm doing very well in one, mediocre in the other, and poorly in another. I got all the gamuts are covered. The Brewers open up against Minnesota. The Twins, of course, lead the majors with 315 runs scored and 104 homers. So here you go. This will tell the story. Ryan Braun entering the day. Ryan Braun was 25 for 62 over his last 19 games. Raised his average from 194 to 275. He's swinging a hot bat, so play him in DFS if he's playing today. Okay? Woodruff came to the plate. When Woodruff came to the plate in the 4th inning with runners on second and 2 down, Milwaukee was 0 for 15 in the series with runners in scoring position. And then he hit an opposite field double. So there you go. The team is struggling. At first base, Jesus Aguilar, National League All-Star last year with 35 home runs and driving in 108 runs. Horrible start. But he's hitting .296 over his last 22 games. But his run production, 3 homers and 22 RBIs, no home runs since April 30th. Aguilar is just not the player. So all right-handed pitchings this week. Council gave Eric Thames a start at first base. Didn't work out. Thames is 4 for 19. So entering the game, the Brewers ranked 27th in the major leagues at first base with a .676 OPS and 25th with only 6 home runs coming from first base. Okay? There you go. Peraza and Desmond are semi-part-time. There you go. Antonio the Promise is back, one of the all-time favorites of the chat room. Antonio, of course, too busy teaching the kids to come to the chat room. That's right. So Zach Wheeler, who I think how much are we going to pay for Zach Wheeler next year? He's been pretty close to a strikeout machine. He has 56 strikeouts in 47 innings. Wheeler has won 3 of his last 4 decisions during that stretch, 4-3 with a 4.6, 78 strikeouts in 70 innings this year, and he's scheduled to pitch against the Diamondbacks next Friday. So, how much are we paying for Zach Wheeler? Okay? There you go. Memorial Day. We can't forget why we're here. Here we are looking about the players, and our teams are not doing well. Big freaking deal, right? It's the people who made this possible. That's who we're honoring today. Made it all possible that we can sit back and worry. Our biggest worry is our fantasy baseball team. Come on, everybody. Holy cow. And of course, one of my favorite players, Todd Frazier, frustrating year. He lined out to left field his first at bat, popped up in his last 2 at bats. He's got a 218 batting average, and he's hitting safely in 8 out of his last 10. I keep my eyes on him, and he laid down a bunt with the shift on. So, I mean, he's a ball player. Todd Frazier's a ball player. I would watch him very carefully. Scooter Gannett could be back soon. He's going to start rehab soon. That's what they're saying. Junior Slice is here. Good morning to Junior Slice. So, yeah, we got a nice little crowd here this morning. Thank you all for being here on a lovely Memorial Day morning. And once again, we got people in the chat room who, I know Zelmo called in the other day. We got Malpal who called in. Thank you all, guys. I really appreciate what you've done for us. We are thrilled when we see that your name is in the queue, and we know it's you. It's great to have you aboard. Thank you. Really appreciate your support. San Francisco Giants have allowed a Major League Baseball high 53 runs in the first inning. Keep in mind, the Nationals allowed 62 first-inning runs all year last year. How about that one? And the Giants have tried out about everybody in the outfield. But what about there's a guy in Sacramento hitting .317 with 9 homers. Austin Slater, who's been up a couple of times, he's been killing it for 3 years, .321, .344 his last 2 years. I'm shocked that Austin Slater is not up. He will be up soon. When he is, you want to maybe pick him up. And of course, Mike Yastrzemski, who's been in the minor leagues for 7 years, 12th outfielder to play for the Giants, 73rd outfielder to play left field since Bobby Bonds went unsigned after the 2007 season. Yastrzemski went 3 for 4 in his second big league game Sunday, so there you go. Now, here's some disturbing news, and it really is disturbing. Bryce Harper, 3 strikeouts on swinging on high fastballs. He is number 1, got more strikeouts than anybody else in the major leagues. And he has struck out 39 times on a fastball. That is number 1 in Major League Baseball. He's got 83 swing and misses on the fastball. What does this mean? It means that Bryce Harper can't hit a fastball. And if you can't hit a fastball today, you're in trouble. I mean, unbelievable. Bryce Harper is really not a good... Bryce Harper is not that good. Zach Eflin was hit hard Sunday. And, I mean, look, the Brewers hit Eflin 2 early homers before... too early, and that was it. Eflin, it was just that kind of day. The Phillies' 7-game road trip with 4 wins ended it with a blown-out loss. Brandon Woodruff is just unbelievable. And here's some stuff. Vince Velasquez's performance provided the Phillies with confidence. They're going to put him into the bullpen. He had a good performance. And then Pivetta is going to get a start. Okay? So look for Pivetta to get back into the rotation and look for Velasquez to transition to the bullpen. Nick Pivetta, will start Tuesday against St. Louis. He returns 6 weeks after he was demoted to AAA. He had a 3.4 ERA in 6 starts over in, I believe, Lehigh Valley. And he was scheduled to pitch Sunday night, and then he's headed to the majors, 50 strikeouts, walked 20 in 37 innings. On a negative note, Pat Neshek looks like he could be out for a long time. MRI revealed an inflammation on his right shoulder, so he returned to Philadelphia for more testing. Discomfort, not good. Not good at all. How you doing there, Dan? Dan Powell. Say hello to Dan, everybody. He's new to the chat room. Great to have you in there, Dan. Chris Archer gave up